Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial, and today we've got a special treat for you. We're on board the cruiser Salem here in Quincy, Massachusetts, and we're in their print shop. Now, Battleship New Jersey's print shop is not only not functioning, but all the equipment is gutted out of it. That is not the case here on Salem. I'm here with one of the many volunteers of the cruiser Salem, Peter, who has been here for 26 years and has not only gotten the print shop fully functional again, but when you come on board, any of the brochures that you get have been produced on board on this period machine. So I'm going to turn it over to Peter, and he's going to show us how this equipment works, because I've never seen it in action before.
So we're going to set it up, and the first thing I'm going to do, well, I'm going to ask you to be over there. Thank you. We're going to load it up, and first thing you want to do is make sure it feeds paper. By the way, this process is called offset lithography. A lithograph is Latin. Litho means stone, and graph is print, so it's a stone print. Because in the old days, they actually printed off a chunk of limestone that has to be quarried from a quarry in Bavaria, and has to be perfectly flat and done by hand. So we've turned it into an aluminum plate on a cylinder. Is the same process based on oil and water don't mix. So what's going to happen is there's a water system, an ink system. Plate's going to get covered with water, and then the ink goes over it, and it can't stick to the non-image areas. Okay? So I waited so that you could see how we set it up. Now, I've been doing this 45 years. I'm running a 15-year-old Heidelberg, which is, no one makes small presses anymore. And that's a technical marvel. Well, in 1947, so was this. So this is all synchronized. That's the feeder, there's the printer. That's gonna bring it up automatically. And then there's an air system that's gonna pick it up. So I'm gonna put the air on, and that's going to blow from the sides and separate the sheets, so it only picks up one at a time, and then these suckers come down and grab the sheet. And then when it's done grabbing the sheet, it stops the vacuum, it bleeds off, so it's all synchronized. So we're going to bring it up, and that's going to be the right height. Of course, I already set it to feed, so bring one down. That looks pretty good. We can take the side off. Okay, so there's the feed. It's hard for a machine, plastic and rubber degrades and stuff. So we're running the Gauntlet today. These wheels pull it off the pile, and they've cracked. So I'm running the same job before, so hopefully they don't break. But we'll run the Gauntlet. That's how we got to do it. You got to push it a little bit. Okay, so we're all set with that. I'm going to hang the plate. That's what it's called. Aluminum. That's a photographic image nowadays. Okay. Now it's done with a laser from a file. Okay. So let's get this on here. This 8.5 14 is like the maximum length. So that's the plate cylinder. You see it's the same as the brochure that we're printing here. You see that, right?
Yep.
Let me grab one of these. Okay. Here we go. All right. Oh. Ink fountain. I gotta remember, this stuff is like, I would say it was here in 1947 when the ship was launched. A lot of things were in the ship, certainly by 1949, so it's 74 years old. It's almost too pretty to get dirty, isn't it? part of the ink system. All right. The machine's been improved over the years because the company that made it kept making it better and better. So we have some better rollers, better chemistry, better ink, better paper. So these are the water rollers. Because like I said, the plate's got to get wet first, and then it goes under the ink rollers. Let's get these puppies in here. Okay. That's the roller that touches the plate. And this one takes it off the fountain. If they had this back in the 40s, they would have been so happy. This is better than what they had. It's not their fault, because it oscillates. Goes back and forth. Better distribution of the water. They're always making it better. Okay, now we're going to get the plate has a preservative on it. So I got to get the, there's a preservative on there. Let me get that off. Okay. Then we can ink up. Now you'll see, plate still looks dry. I don't know if you can tell, can you see it getting wet? Can you see the water on the plate? That's what's going to resist the ink. So that's the water system. Now we'll throw some ink in there and see what happens. Now, some things, like I said, the rubber degrades. This is the fountain solution bottle. Now what it is Charles told me, it makes the water wetter. So the water works better. But the original bottle cracked. So I had to go to the surgical room and steal a saline bottle, and I kept the aluminum top. So I have a new bottle, because the people who make the bottle went out of business like 30 years ago or whatever. So that's going to feed my water system. And then the ink. Now you won't be here while I'm using really bad stuff, so this just smells nice. This is 280 blue. Because the Pantone matching system is about 7,000 colors. This is an old book. It's the new books are twice as thick. So we're using PMS 280. There's too many colors to have a name for everything. So this is 280 blue. And it's mixed with reflex and black. Like I said, you can't have a name for every color. All right. Otherwise, people might call it navy blue. Okay. This works out. If I'm lucky, it's still set for the last time. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start by inking up the big roller on top. You see, this guy goes back and forth too. This is to start it. Just like the water system, this delivers a steady amount of water, and so does the ink system. But I got to get it started by putting some on the rollers. You're probably wondering, usually these are all trashy. These are brand new, I haven't used them yet. So they might give us a little trouble today. They have to be adjusted properly and all that. Should be okay. Looks like a starting point. Okay, a little more. And here again, this will run itself. See how it's turning automatically? So I can shut it off. So it's a very precise amount delivered. Okay, now let's see what happens. That engages it. It's probably gonna, what we call tone up. That's just the water. Now I'm gonna drop the ink rollers. Okay. So you see, needs more water over there. That's not full separation. The trick with lithography is keeping the blank spaces blank. So it needs a little water. I already checked the setting. It's a new cover. It should be pretty tight. It's just a little dry. I'm careful with chemicals. You don't get them on the skin. So I'm going to add a little fountain solution. Hope for the best. That should clear up. Like I said, see, it's already getting ink in it. Obviously, you're going to be clear of the machine because it has no safeties. Okay, let's see what this does. Okay, still a little dry. But we're getting something. Like I said, it hasn't been used in a while. Those don't, okay, that's not so bad. In position. Got to kick it over. This moves it sideways. Okay. Like I said, it's a new cover, so you got to run it in. And I'll let you get, actually this is going better than I thought it would. All right. Okay. See, it's a lot better now. Once it's going, see, we've made it. It's going to take a while for it to settle down, but that's pretty much it. There's a little too much water there, and I'm not fully inked, so I have to readjust my ink a little bit. Oh, I can turn it around. Sometimes you have to clean the plate or do something to it. And in the printing process, the image gets flipped around. So now we can have a right reading plate, doesn't have to be backwards. It's backwards on the rubber blanket. Then it gets flipped around again onto the paper. Okay? All right, I gotta check my ink setting. Still being a little touchy. Uh-oh. Get a little messy over here. Hey, you want to see a classic paper jam? Because I wasn't getting sheets out of the way. Right, can you see around the cylinder there? But this is made out of cast iron and steel, so your paper copy might have more trouble. Oh, that's classic. Okay. Here we go.
I didn't expect
What?
it to go that fast.
What? Okay, we're good. Okay. Try that again. And the first sheet's got more water on it. Wants to curl over. Oh, what a mess. Here we go. Okay, it's a little better. Still having a little trouble. I need more ink. Okay, so you can see that looks better. And I do not have enough ink on here. But that's minor. Does any of this make sense? It's a lot easier when you see it.
Yeah. Visual
You know,
definitely helps.
you try to explain it, people are like, what? Okay. So I definitely need more ink. I'd like to get it going well enough where you can be over here. And, you know, see them coming out? And I gotta like solve this delivery problem. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens there. Also, cool.
Now, when you change this out, you're doing the back side, you're printing something else.
Yes.
Do you just wipe off the big blue roller? Or like, how do you, like I know that the plate thing needs to change out, but what happens to the big blue roller thing?
The big, what, this?
Yeah, what happens to that one?
Oh, we just clean that off.
Or you just like wipe it off and that's that?
Yeah, with binky wash,
Or-
blanket wash. It's a naphtha solvent. And that, or I can just run it off the, I can just run paper straight. It'll print. That's an easier way. Let's take it off with some of the paper. See, most of it's gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that way I don't have to use so much solvent. If I don't have to be all messy with that, so much the better. So I just use the paper to clean it off. So it is printing a little better. It's a little touchy. I'd like to get it going a little better so that you can go over there. Now this thing is, you know, old. It's like, see the sheets getting crunched. Needs a little work on what we call the back cylinder, because that's got grippers that grab it, and they need a little work, because a lot of things are spring-loaded too. So that's an issue, but if you're running 5,000, you might get 200 sheets like that. This isn't too bad, you know, probably 5 out of 100. So, see if I can... Not as nice as I'd like it to be, but okay. You can see how the cover has changed a lot, the water roller. Okay. It's not really broken in. Better off using ones that are already, but I had ones that were on there for like 3 years. And you can clean them and stuff, but you can only go so far with that. All right, trying to make it go a little better. It's a balancing act between the water and the ink. See, that looks a lot better. You gotta have the water and ink balance. Oh yeah. So nowadays, what you do, you might run a letterhead or something, and then you imprint it later with the stuff you want. Well, they imprinted the masthead of the Witch's Brew ship's newspaper, and then they would imprint it with a mimeo that they took. which left the base and charged maybe a beautiful counter. So this is like almost luxurious instead of having a machine right here. So this is the original 1957. See, that was printed on the press and that was imprinted. I don't have a lot of their forms. There wouldn't be any reason for them to leave samples of those, but they left the negatives. And you see how the roll is getting pretty full of ink, but that's all right, it can be cleaned.
Peter's a genius at combining the old and the new.
Yeah, you get
There's
us
stuff missing in the middle.
Uh-huh.
The technology, he has to retrofit.
At museum ships, we're trying to do the impossible, which is keep the ships around long after they were supposed to exist and keep the equipment functioning so that it's still usable, like the print shop here on Salem. And people like me can't do that. It takes volunteers with specialized skills like Peter here, who's been running printers for 45 years, and for the last 26 years, in addition to doing his day job, comes into Salem to run their period equipment to produce something that they can give to every guest who comes on board. And I find that absolutely amazing. Museum ships absolutely need volunteers like you who have specialized skill sets. So, my question for you today, what skills do you have that could help keep a museum ship running for the next 100 years? Let us know in the comments section down below. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State and also from a number of other viewers and private individuals like yourselves. We really appreciate your support. Consider supporting the cruiser Salem. We've got their information linked in the description below. And also consider going out and volunteering at your local museum ship so that we can keep history alive like Peter's doing here on the Salem. Thanks for watching.